Okay, welcome back. Pre-job Mela training after the break. Now we are talking about the rules for the variables. So, character constant. Now we discussed before the break. Now we are talking about the what are the ASCII characters, means backslash characters are there. It is also called as escape sequences, or character constants, or backslash characters. So, backslash 0, these are the backslash characters. The null character, backslash a, backslash b, backslash t. Okay, it is represented for the strings. It is which gives one alert bell, and this is backspace. This is backspace. Next, horizontal tab, new line, vertical tab. These are all comes under the backslash characters or escape sequences. What are escape sequences means? These are the escape sequences. Next, we see the important concepts. What are input output statements in C language? What are the input and output statements in C language? So, now we discuss the input output statements. That is, first printf and scanf are comes under the input and output statements. And all input and output statements are predefined in stdio.h. Okay. All the input and output statements are predefined in stdio.h header file. It is used to display any message on the monitor. First, we are talking about the printf. Printf is a output statement. Printf is a output statement, and it is a predefined function, and it is defined in stdio.h. It is defined in stdio.h header file. Printf is used to display any message on the screen. Printf is used to display any message on the monitor. For that purpose, we use a printf function. So, printf is a predefined function, and which is defined in stdio.h. No need to write, just simply we call that printf function. Just simply we call the printf function. And printf, the library stdio.h includes the function printf, which takes data values as input and output as a text stream. The library stdio.h includes the function printf, which takes data values as input and outputs as text stream. Just now I want to print this 234. How do we write? First, this 234 inside we write in the printf function. If you want to display 234, okay, first we write inside the printf function to display 234 on the monitor. Next, it will be treated as in the text stream. It will be sent to the text stream to the monitor, and it will display like this 234. Just we are taking one example, int quantity equal to 23. Here quantity is a variable of type integer, and which holds a digit 23. Next statement, float sum equal to 48.53f. Okay. The here sum is a variable of type float. Sum is a variable of type float, which contains the 48.53F, 48.53F. So now I want to display, this 23 and floating point 48.53, 48.53. Next, inside we will write inside printf 23 and 48.53. It will be sent to the text stream like this. In this format it will be sent. So whatever you want to display on the screen, whether it is a digits, we have to write as a %d format specifier. Okay. For example, I will write here if I want to display printf function which is used to display any message on the screen, on the monitor. It is a predefined function. It is a predefined function which is used to, it's a predefined function and which is defined in stdio library function, stdio.h header file. Here this is a header file, this is a header file which contains the printf and scanf predefined functions, printf and scanf predefined functions. For example, I want to display one value into d equal to 25. How do we display? Next, float b equal to 12.5F. Okay. It is a variable initialization. We are just now we have seen that it is a variable initialization. I am initializing the 25 value to variable d. Here I am initializing the floating point to variable b. So now I want to display this one. How do we display? Printf %d, next escape sequence. Here I am using escape sequence or / character. Next I want to display float. For float, this format specifier is f. Okay. Next, now we have to write the variable names, that is d comma b. Now it displays the d means what? Format specifier. It is used to read the value from the memory. What value? That is d value. D value is 25 is displayed. Is displayed. Next it goes to 12.5, that is floating point b. Floating point b is 12.5. Okay. Next, another predefined function is scanf. Now we are talking about the input and output statements. There are input output statement. Now we have seen that output statement, that is printf. Now we are talking about the input statement. Input statement is scanf. Scanf is a input statement which is used to read the data from the keyboard. Scanf function performs two actions. One is reading the data from the keyboard and storing into the variable. Reading the data and storing into the variable. That is the job of this scanf function. It performs two actions: reading the data from the keyboard and storing into the variable. and which is predefined in stdio.h, standard input output dot header file. Scanf is a predefined function. Scanf function performs two actions. One is reading the data from the keyboard and storing into the variable. Okay. So, before calling the scanf function, we must include the header file, that is stdio.h. Just look at this PPT. Now, I want to read one data, that is 234.2. I want to read the value 234.2. Okay. How do we read the value? We know that now we are talking about scanf by using the scanf function. By using the scanf function, we will read the data. Okay. For example, into D float key printf, I am asking the user enter any values. Scanf %d for integer, next %f for float, here d comma ampersand, we have to write the ampersand keyword, ampersand operator, and ampersand k. Enter any values. Into d comma k, enter any values. First, now I entered some value 25 or 24. Okay. Next, I entered 2.3. This 24 and 2.3 are read from the keyboard. This is reading. Read from the keyboard and stores into the variable d and k. Okay. What happens? Why we are writing the ampersand here? Means address of the location, address of that variable location. Here address of the variable k location. If I am not writing this d ampersand, it read successfully, but it won't store that value because system will confuse which location, address of that location is not found. So, it won't store into that one. Okay. If I am if I am not writing this one, it won't read the value. It won't read the value. Thus, d contains the garbage value, and k contains the 2.3. Because I omitted to write the d, only I wrote here %f. Means 24 is ignored, 2.3 only read and stored. D contains garbage value because we didn't write here format specifier d. We didn't write here format. If you are writing the format specifier d, then okay. Okay. The library function file stdio.h includes the function scanf, which takes a text stream from the standard input, that is it may be keyboard, and extract the data according to our format instructions, stores the data into the variable. Like the function printf, we can describe use a format control string to describe the input data. Just now we are seeing, now you have a look here, this is a C program structure, this is a preprocessor directive, this preprocessor directive is used for the header files, standard input output .h, it stands for header file, stdio stands for standard input output. Okay. Include means it include is a keyword, include is a keyword which includes which what, that is header file. Hash means it converts into preprocess, means zeros and ones. Next, printf hello world. Printf hello world. First, whenever the control comes to here, printf function is called, control goes to this directory. Wherever this code is there, that will be included in the place of the function call. At the place of the function call, all the files which are available in the, all the functions which are available in this file, that is stdio.h files, have included into the current program. That is the meaning of the include. Hash means which process the machine level language, zeros and ones. So, hello world is at last output is hello world is displayed on the monitor. Okay. Now, 234.2 I want to read. Okay. Scanf function is read and stores first it reads in the form of the formats according to our formats 234.2. In this format it read. Okay. Each value is read in the form of the character, even dot also treated as one character here. Just have a look here for an example, input example. Printf enter 3 integers, enter 3 integers. Now, I enter some values, okay, 2, 3, 4. This 2, 3, 4 are read from the keyboard, 2, 3, 4 are read from the keyboard and stored into X, stored into Y and stored into Z. Okay. Now, we have seen that input output statements, and another point is also there, input output statements. Generally it is divided into two parts. One is formatted, second one is unformatted. Format means we know that whatever wherever we are using the format specifier, that is printf, scanf functions comes under the formatted input output functions. Okay. Unformatted means gets, puts, okay, put character, put char, get char. These are comes under the unformatted. Now, we have discussed the printf function. Okay. Gets means reading a string from the keyboard, Puts means displaying a string on the displaying any data on the monitor without using any format specifiers. Put char means it is a single character is displayed on the screen. Single character displayed on the monitor. Get char means it reads only single character. Now we are talking about the statements. What are the statements are available? Just now we finished the input output predefined functions. Okay. Now we are talking about the statements. It is very important, in the statements only we will get the looping statements and if and if else statements, switch statements will comes in the statements only. A statement is an instruction to the computer. What is statement? Okay. For the starting session of from the starting session onwards, we are using the term that is statements. Okay. What is statement? Statement is nothing but it is an instruction. Generally, in general term we say that it is a sentence. It's a sentence. In computer terminology we say that it is a statement. In general English we say that it is a sentence, but we cannot say sentence in computer languages. We say, we use the term that is statement. Statements means collection of the tokens, or which gives a instruction to the computer and ends with a semicolon is called as statements. It's called as statements. It performs some operation. A statements perform some operation, and all statements ends with a semicolon. All statements ends with a semicolon. I think you might observe that for every we used a semicolon for every statement, end of the statement in our programs. Example, int a semicolon, printf any message semicolon, like this. Most statements needs a semicolon at the end. See, for example, for this statement, here int a comma b semicolon, it is a statement, it is a general statement. Int a comma b semicolon, here b, a are the variables of type integer, it is also one statement. Okay. Here integer keyword data type, here a comma b are the identifier variables, variable identifiers. Total is called a, this entire thing is called a statements. How can we say that it is a statements? Means by saying the semicolon. Float average, it is also one statement. Character gender, gender is a variable of type character. A statement may be a input and output functions. A statement may be input output functions, means printf is also a statement, scanf is also a statement. How can we say that it is a statement? It is a function, right? Then how can we say that it is a statements? Means printf enter three values. It is a statement because it ends with a semicolon. It ends with a semicolon, so that it is a statement. Next, scanf %d, ampersand a, comma ampersand b, comma ampersand c, semicolon. Okay. By seeing these statements, we can say that it is a input output statement. These are, because we are writing the semicolon here. It is also statement. A comma b comma c, semicolon. Example, int n, enter any value, printf, enter any value, scanf. Reading that one, we use the format specifier, and storing into n means ampersand n, %d, comma, within the double quotes we have to write the comma, ampersand n, semicolon. A statement may be arithmetic or logical operations. It may be arithmetic and logical operations. For example, you can see here int a equal to 2 plus 3. Int a equal to 2 plus 3. It is a arithmetic statement. It is a arithmetic statement, that is 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 is stored into left hand side variable a. 5 is stored into left hand side variable a. It is a arithmetic statement. Now we are seeing the logical operations. That is, if I am writing here, how can we say that it is a logical operations? Means these are comes under the logical operations. Logical and, logical or I am using here. Okay. This is known as a logical operation statement. What is the use of the semicolon? Most, because every statement ends with a semicolon. But every statement means some may not ends with a semicolon, like if statement and switch statement and looping statements, for loop, while loop, do while loop, it may not it won't end with a semicolon. Okay. Compound, generally compound statements won't end with a semicolon. A semicolon by itself is called the null statement. The meaning of this one is, if I am writing null statement, it is also statement. Simply I am writing just A equal to B, it is a statement. Simply I am writing A equal to, simply I am writing here semicolon, it is known as the null statement. Null statement means it does nothing. Null statement means it does nothing, but it is a valid statement. But it is a valid statement. It is a valid statement. Now we will look the what are the types of the statements. What are the types of the statements? We have generally it is categorized into three parts. One is simple statement or expression statement. Second one is compound statement or block statement. Second one is compound statement or block statement. Third one is control statement. There are three types of statements we are using. One is simple statement or expression statement. Second one is compound statement or block statements. Third one is control statement. Statements are divided into three parts. One is simple statement, compound statement, third one is control statement. Now we see the what is simple statement. It consists any valid C expressions and followed by the semicolon is called as simple statement. It consists any valid C expression. It consists any valid C expression and followed by semicolon is called simple statement. Look here, x equal to 5. What does it mean? I am assigning the 5 to the left hand side variable x. Here I am assigning the 5 to the left hand side variable x. Okay. Semicolon means it is a statement. 5 is a value is assigned to the variable x. How can we say that I am assigning? Here we are using the operator, assignment operator. This equal to is called as assignment operator. Assignment operator qualification is left hand side should be variable, right hand side may or may not contain the variable or value. Next, C equal to A plus B, C equal to A plus B. Okay. Here also simple statement. Simple statement, it may be value, it may be variables, it may contain some expressions. It is also one simple statement. I want to display the floating point value. It is also a simple statement. It is also a statement. It is a null statement. It is a null statement, means it does nothing. Next, we comes under the compound statement. Compound statement means it's a collection of these simple statements is called compound statements and enclosed within the braces. Enclosed within the braces, those statements are called as compound statements. Code unit consisting of one or more other statements allows us to group multiple statements as one and single entity is called compound statement. It begins with a opening braces and closed with a braces, and within that braces is called the compound statements. Okay. For example, you can see you can see that is if statement. After if we write the opening braces, within that braces we will write some statements, correction of the simple statements, and ends with one closing braces, that is nothing but a compound statement. Compound statement is collection of the statements enclosed within the opening and closing braces is called compound statements. Just syntax for the compound statement you can see here, that is opening braces and closing braces. Within this opening and closing braces we write the statements. It may be declaration statements or executable statements. More than one statement, then it is called as the compound statements. Whenever we are writing the more than one statements, it should be opening and closing braces. This is opening brace and this is the closing braces. Do not say that it is a flower bracket or curly braces, curly bracket. We have to say that it is a opening braces, it is a closing braces. And on one more thing, that compound statements don't have, need not be a ends with a semicolon. There is no semicolon here. Simply we are writing the opening and closing braces. Next important, that is control statements. Generally it is a frequently asked questions that will be asked, this control statements. So, control statements, that name itself tells that controlling the statements, we are controlling the flow of the statements. Okay. It is used for the program flow and to check the condition. If the condition is satisfied, then only the statements are executed. If the condition is false, other statements are execution. So, that we are controlling the flow of the statements by using the control statements. It is used for the program flow and to check the condition of statements that are executed in a C program. What are the types of the control statements? What are the types of the control statements? First one is conditional control statement. There are some types are there in control statement. One is conditional control statement. Second one is looping statements or iterative statements or repetitive statements. Second one is looping statement or iterative statement or repetitive statements. First one is conditional control statement, second one is looping statements, third one is unconditional statement, or it is also called as jump statements. It is also called as jump statements. First one is conditional statement, second one is looping statement, third one is unconditional statement. We have three types of the control statement. One is conditional, looping, jumping statements. Now, we will see the first conditional statements. Conditional statements. What are the jump statements means? That is return, break, go to, continue. These all comes under the jump statements. Break, go to, continue, return. Now, first we see the jump statements, later we go for the conditional and looping statements. Conditional and the looping statements. First, what is return statement? Return is a keyword. Return is a keyword, okay, which terminates a function. Generally, return statements is used in a user defined function. It is a user defined function, we use the return statement. So, all functions must have a return statement. All functions must have a return statement. If C does not return any value, then we have to write the void. Okay. I will write one example, then only you will understand the return statement. Return statement. Return statement means control comes out of the function or block. Outer generally it is used in the function only. For example, void f1 return 2 plus 3. Here return 2 plus 3, 5 is returned. Whenever this control comes to here, I am writing another statement here, A equal to B. Now you tell me, whenever the control comes to here, control comes out of the f1 function, this A equal to B will not be executed due to this return statement. Now the control comes out of this f1 function. What I am returning? It is an integer I am returning, so return type is integer. If I am not returning anything, simply we write the void here. If I am not returning anything, simply we write the void here. Means void means nothing is returned. I am not returning anything, so that I am writing here void. Void means nothing is returned to the void means nothing is returned to the calling function. So here int means I am returning the value. So here 5 is returned to the returned to the calling function. This is a called function. Okay. So the meaning of the return means it control comes out of the function whenever the return statement is executed. Whenever the return statement is encountered, control comes out of the function. That is the meaning. Next, we see the another conditional statements. Conditional statements. Conditional statements means that is if second one is if else, third one is else if ladder, switch statement. These are comes in the conditional statement. Okay. First we see the if statement. If the condition is true, satisfied, then only body of the statements are executed. Okay. Example int a equal to 4. Now I am writing here int a double equal to 2 printf good morning. Now you tell me, A means what here? A equal to 4, 4 double equal to 2, which is false, So, this good morning is not executed at all. This good morning is not displayed on the screen at all. Okay. For example, if A double equal to 4, now what happens? Now the good output is good morning. Now the output is good morning. Now output is good morning. Okay. Now we will write the syntax for the if statement. If condition statement 1, statement 2 and so on, else, we are not writing else here. If it is more than one statement we are writing here, then we have to use the braces, mandatory. If it is only single statement, braces are optional. Example, if condition statement 1. So, here no need to write the braces. If you want to write also, nothing wrong. Opening braces, closing braces. This is opening braces and closing braces. If condition is true, then statement 1 is executed. If the condition is false, this statement 1 is not executed. That is the meaning of the if statement. Next, we go for if else. If the condition is true, then the statements are executed body of the statements, body of the if statements are executed. If the condition is false, then the else part is executed. The body of the else part is executed. If the condition is false, then the body of the else part is executed. Okay. These are the if else and if else ladder. Now, we will have a small break. After the break, now we will continue the next session. Okay.